4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! It is a new year, and what is the number one thing that most of us do? We make a New Year's resolution list. According to eating articles, the number one New Year's resolution is to lose weight. However, most people tend to do this in an unhealthy manner. They tend to go on diets and starve themselves, but these do not have a lasting effect. There are two different types of diets that most people go on, the restrictive diet and the low carb diet. And here are reasons why they do not work. The restrictive diet, first of all, does not work because your metabolism tends to slow down. Your body has to adapt to the lower calorie intake, and therefore, when you have less fuels in your body, it stores every calorie that you take in as fat because your body does not know when it's going to get food again. And that is why you gain weight when you start eating normally again. When you cut calories too low, you lose water and muscle, not fat. Your body uses your muscle for fuel because you have a lack of protein in your body. So when you have less muscle in your body, your metabolism tends to slow down. You also tend to have poor concentration and less energy because your brain runs on fuel and the food gives you fuel. So you don't have enough fuel in your body, so everything just starts to drop. You also tend to have a bad mood. Starvation leads to depression and irritability. Now, why low-carb diets don't work? First of all, you tend to be dehydrated. Carbohydrates and water combine together to store glycogen in your muscle and liver. So when you have no carbs in your body, the glycogen storage gets depleted and you lose a lot of water. And that's why you lose a lot of weight during the first couple of days of starting your diet. You tend to be constipated because carbs have a lot of fiber in them. And fiber helps to regulate bowel regularity and it also lowers blood cholesterol levels. You are prone to heart disease and cancer more because these kind of diets tend to be high in animal fat, and when animal fat is associated with bad cholesterol levels, heart disease, and cancer. You also have a risk of getting bone disease because diets tend to be low in calcium. Your workouts tend to be poor because you don't have enough energy to work out as intensive. So carbs are used for fuel for high-intensity workouts. So when you don't have enough carbs in your body, you can't build as much muscle. You also tend to have bad breath because when carbs are lacking, your fat breaks down into ketones, and ketones make your breath smell like urine. So low-carb diets don't work because you also go on and you go off them. And when you go off them, that's when you start to gain back all your weight. So if you're going to go on a diet, I advise you to do it in a healthy way. To maximize fat loss in a healthy way, you need to take it slow. So here are some tips. First, start your day with a healthy breakfast to kick off your body's metabolism. Then eat in a healthy and non-restrictive manner. You should decrease your calorie intake by about 300 to 500 calories per day and increase your exercise output. Also, drink at least 8 cups of water a day because sometimes your body mistakes thirst as hunger. And people say don't eat sweets, but honestly, eat sweets or with things that you like in moderation because if you stop eating sweets, it can lead to binge eating. And a scale, who needs a scale? It's misleading and discouraging. But most of all, what's important is remember that you're unique and you should learn to love yourself. So the first thing to do is love yourself and then you'll have a healthier life.